We head back to Ruby, who has one of the most important riders of the week with him now.
Yeah, he most certainly is, Nick. I'm joined by Paul Townend here beside me, and the first thing he said when he got to me was no Altio. You're looking ahead to Wednesday's decks already, Paul.
Yeah, well, I just had my agent on the phone, so it was fresh in my mind. But yeah, as you say, we've Tuesday to get over first.
Yeah, obviously the first tomorrow is appreciated. He looked in great form this morning. Small field, that must make things a little bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, it won't inconvenience him anyway, and I don't think a big field would have, because he's fairly straightforward in what we do with him and how to ride him. So yeah, look, it's I suppose it's small fields for the first day in the majority of races, and we have a strong book of rides, so we just need a bit of luck.
It's a while since you've ridden Franco de Porch. I haven't ridden him since he won his beginner's chase in Thurles. He runs in the Arkle, obviously no Enner Gurmeen. He's a bit defined, isn't he?
He probably, yeah, he does with Shishkin and all mankind. So I think he's a good ride to have in the race, and he'll be doing his best work at the end.
He picked up the ride on Charge because no Patrick Mullins in the champion earlier. Probably could have ridden Saldier as well. Each way chances is all either of them have, really.
Realistically, yeah, probably. Sharjah wants it as dry as it'll be. But he has course form. He ran well here last year. It's hard to see him turning the form around with last year's winner though.
And you're keeping the ride in Concertista. You've won twice on her this year. Any worries about her? 2.5 miles. It was 2 miles here last year.
Yeah, but look, her form this year has been rock solid at home. She acts here, so I'm looking forward to riding her. Delighted to get the ride on her, and definitely rather be on her than looking at her.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And obviously, look, there is huge rides for you throughout the week. And on Wednesday, you have that ride on Shack and Poursois in the champion chase. He went wrong here in the morning of the race. He's looked brilliant this season. Do you think Cheltenham holds any issues for him?
I can't find a fault in him that the Cheltenham will expose anyway. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to him, and everything crossed that we can get down to the start of him this year.
With a bit of luck, you ride Monkfish about an hour before you're going to ride Shack and Poursois. He's been faultless this season. I think nearly better at 2.5 than he was at 3 miles. He obviously won the Alba Bartlett. Would you concur with that, or am I just dreaming?
Look, you couldn't pick holes in his 2.5 performance in Leopardstown, but he had the experience of a run over 3 miles as well going there. So I think he's learning every day he goes to school, and I'd put it down to that as much as anything.
You've gone for Kilcrut in the bumper. You obviously could have ridden Sir Gerhard as well. Was that a difficult decision for you?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I suppose that changed a lot in the space of about a week, going from not being able to ride either of them to having to pick between them. So on the basis of everything, I could only ride one, and I've gone with Kilcrut. Happy with him at home, sat in him a couple of mornings, and what he done in Leopardstown looked a bit special, and his run before that was very good as well.
You've plenty of chances on Thursday, but I think, just out of my own memory, it's probably your weakest day. But Friday, it's all about one horse, one race, Alboom Photo, the Gold Cup. You park it in the back of your mind? Is it always there? Are you thinking about it, looking forward to it?
It's at the back of my mind, but it's still in there. I suppose, isn't it a brilliant bullet to have to fire at the end of the week? And I couldn't be happier with him. Wouldn't swap him for anything in the race, and again, we'll need a bit of luck, but there's a lot of racing to be done before he comes around, and we can't just focus on him.
No, you can't. And Willie walked off the stand. He wasn't that impressed with him in Tramore that day. Subsequently, he was. What was your own feeling riding him?
I was a bit the same. I was just waiting for him to kick into gear. But when I went back in and analysed it myself, the horse that made the running that day, I'd ridden Shack and Poursois behind him in Cork earlier in the year, and that balanced up the speed that horse can go. He couldn't go out in the last circuit. And we pulled 19 lengths clear of Acapella Bourgeois, who's franked that form since, from the road crossing up in Tramore, and that takes a bit of doing. So when I analysed it afterwards, I was happier with him, and it definitely, sitting on him since then at home, it's woken him up as well.
You have a couple of other interesting rides on Friday. As you said, obviously Kilcrut came about because of no Patrick, but Billaway and the Fox Hunters, not something no professional's ever done before. You're going to get a go on it. I think he could be one of your strongest rides this week.
I think so too. It's obviously one I hadn't focused on until the news of Patrick came through, but yeah, last year's winner just You know, if he performs like he did last year, he'll take a bit of beating, but he has to leave a poor run behind him. And you know, Billaway is a consistent horse in them Hunters Chases at home, and I think he sets the standard in consistency at least.
I used to always trot out the same line here every year, that one winner and to leave in one piece would do me, knowing there was absolute waffle in the old back of my own mind. What would you take now? And don't give me the waffle I always give.
Yeah, well,
else.
I'm going to give it to you. I tell you, this time last year, now the bumper was never as important. So you know, it's so important to get one here. This week can make and break your season. Things are going great at home, but you know, this is the week that it counts. And yeah, I'll be a happy man if I get one on the board.
Best of luck. I think you will.
Thanks.